Frozen 2 released back in 2019, and I've just had a chance to see it on Disney Plus. It's just released on Disney Plus a few days ago, and I thought I'd review it. I really actually do like the first Frozen film. Was it overblown and overhyped and stuff like that? Yes, definitely. And do the songs get stuck in your head? Yes. Yes, they do. But I was looking forward to the second Frozen. Didn't really have much expectations for it, didn't really care. The majority of animated Disney sequels don't look good, and this one looked better than normal. And yes, as terms of animated Disney sequels go, this one certainly is not bad. I certainly had a decent time with this movie, but I have a lot of issues with Frozen 2 and a lot of things that just frustrated me about the story that aren't as good. Let's start with the positives first. I think the animation is amazing. It looks beautiful. There was this shot of waves that looked so realistic. It was gorgeous. It's a really epic feeling. There's amazing shots of leaves. The animation on people's faces and the movements looked amazing. If there's one thing this movie did better than the first one, it was the animation. It looks outstanding. The music is good. It does its job well. I'm glad there was no songs that are going to get stuck inside my head. But really the songs weren't that memorable here either, which can also be a problem. But they work for what they need to be. But a lot of the musical sequences within this film just felt like they didn't need to be there. It felt like they halted the story for 3 to 4 minutes, and just there was nothing else on, to really do with the story, because they put a musical scene instead to tell you what's happening, and it really made the story feel disjointed, where the first one, the music actually felt like it had a purpose for the story. This one, it shows us how the characters are feeling and stuff, but it just felt like lazy storytelling the majority of this movie. More positives though, I do like these characters. Anna, Elsa, I like their sisterhood, and I really like their relationship in the film and wanting to do things together. I like where they take these characters at the end of the movie, and I think they do a lot of good things with developing them to a relationship and developing this family that they've sort of had now, that they didn't really have that connection beforehand in the first one. And I really like their relationship here. They don't really do much with it, to be honest. They're separated, again, for quite a majority of the film. But all the bits where they're together and where this gang is together, I actually quite enjoyed it. Olaf the Snowman, he was really annoying in the first one, and sometimes he's annoying here, but I liked him a little more in this one. He had some okay moments. He had actually a genuinely funny scene. There are a lot of scenes here which I found quite good. There's a scene where Elsa finds this place and she learns about the past. I thought that was a really good scene, and that musical number I thought was really, really good. But then earlier on in the scene, there's a really terrible musical number with Kristoff and his reindeer friends, whatever his name is. That was one of the worst musical sequences I've seen in an animated Disney movie. It was horrendous. It was really bad. It was really, really bad musical sequence. It was edited like a music video. The musical number by itself wasn't all that bad, but the way it was shown, it was just so cringy. And it was not good. There was a lot of scenes like that that just felt really cringy and out of place. But there's a lot of scenes that really worked and actually had some form of emotion behind them. The characters learning things about their past, the characters parting ways again. There was actually a sense of adventure to this one, a sense of camaraderie, and I liked that part of the movie. And I liked the small message implied at the end, but it's nowhere near as strong as the first one. Let's talk about the characters, because this is where a lot of my issues come in. They don't really do much with the characters at all. Anna is portrayed as quite a stupid character in this movie. She makes one pretty ridiculous decision that I know makes sense for the story. It's supposed to be this big, empowering moment, and it's just like, it's just not written well. I don't think the story of Frozen 2 progressed progressively. It just didn't move at the right pace. It felt very quick, and even though it is longer than the first one, it feels shorter, but not in the way that it should. It feels like it's really trying to do a lot of different things, and it's not giving enough time. The first act I actually really enjoyed, and when they started going on the adventure, I was like, okay, this is getting better. I'm actually really enjoying this, and I was really positive actually when the movie started. I was like, oh wow, this is actually really good. This is maybe on par with the first one. But when it got into that third act, there's so many story decisions that are made and things that were just felt so rushed and quick. There just didn't really feel like there was any development in the story at all. It didn't feel like anything really had changed. It didn't feel like there was any need for this movie besides where they placed the characters at the end. Will I be fine if they make more Frozen films? Yes. Will I care about them? Probably not. I didn't mind Frozen 2. It's perfectly fine. The animation is great. The music is sometimes good. I do like the characters. But for the majority of the movie, everything felt so cliched done. It felt like a really bland adventure. There were moments during this adventure that I thought were good. There was a mystery behind it that I thought was good. But there wasn't really any antagonist of the film. There wasn't really any threat. There wasn't really anything happening to really make you care about what's happening. There was nothing really set up, so you couldn't really care about the things that were actually happening. It felt very lazy to me. It felt, even though it released 6 years after the first one, the story felt like it was written the day after. It felt like it was a really quick, rushed sequel, even though it came out 6 years after. But you can tell the animation is very, very good. This is a good quality film. This is a film that's worth watching for sure. If you're a fan of the first Frozen, I think you'll really enjoy this. And again, I'm not the target audience for this movie, but I can understand. But I have to see certain story things and certain pacing things that just didn't work here. And I'm very mixed on this movie. I certainly think it has some great moments, and as a sequel to the first one, it does its job fairly well. But from a story perspective, it's nowhere near as good. Overall, I'm going to give Frozen 2 a C. I'm also going to give this movie a 5.5 out of 10. I was a little underwhelmed here, even though there's some good things in it. Guys, comment down below your opinions on Frozen 2 if you have seen it. And of course, thanks for watching, and goodbye.